Good day, learners. Nice to have you back in class. You are back, and today we'll be looking at a couple of other new concepts. By the way, welcome to Biology with Omotayo. I want to believe you have subscribed to this channel. Please endeavor to do so if you've not. Kindly endeavor to encourage others to come along and learn as well. Inform your loved ones, your friends and colleagues. Encourage them to subscribe as well. This will go a long way to help us on this platform. Yes, learning enables with knowledge, and with acquisition of knowledge, you are better improved in value, thus bringing about differentiation and development, enabling you to become a better human being. Now, today, before us, we have 1 or 2 to 3 of phyla, yes, phyla of kingdom Animalia that we will be examining. Remember last class, we started looking at kingdom Animalia, and under kingdom Animalia, we listed out the 9 phyla. In fact, we came up with a rhyme with regards to kingdom Animalia and the 9 subphyla, the 9 phyla. So, a quick one for those who were with me in that very class. You can come along as I try to rhyme the rhyme that we coined for the 9 phyla. So, let's go. Porifera, Phylum Porifera, Coelentrata, Platyhelminthes, Nematoda, Annelida, Mollusca, Arthropoda, Echinodamata, and Chordata. Again, Porifera, Coelentrata, Platyhelminthes, Nematoda, Annelida, Mollusca, Arthropoda, Echinodamata, Chordata. Those were the 9 phyla that were listed out last class under kingdom Animalia. We went on to look at 3 subdivisions under Chordata, where we have the subdivision Urochordata, Cephalochordata, and the Vertebrata, which is the most advanced form of organism under kingdom Animalia. Also a quick one, take note, from phylum 1 to phylum 8, that is Porifera to Echinodermata, they are all invertebrates. I repeat, from Porifera to Echinodermata, they are all invertebrates. Only phylum Chordata contains vertebrates. And so now, to today's content, we will start by picking on the first phylum, that is Phylum Porifera. And as you can see it written, Phylum Porifera. Under this very phylum, we have organisms such as, and then among others, prominent among them, examples such as sponges and Venus flower basket. Organisms here are simple aquatic organisms. Yes, they are simple aquatic organisms. They are non-motile. In fact, like in the case of sponges, they always exist in colony. Okay, they always exist in colony. Reproduction may be sexual or asexual. Okay, so reproduction for organisms here may be sexual or asexual. That is simply because most are hermaphrodites. When we say hermaphrodites, we are making reference to organisms that have both male and female gonads. They are organisms that have both male and female gonads. As I said earlier, it's made up of primitive multicellular organism, okay, with asymmetrical body. That is to say, it cannot be said that they are bilaterally symmetrical, where you have the body that can be splitted into 2 equal halves. No, the body here is asymmetrical. So, okay, and these are few of the details we have with regards to phylum Porifera. So after phylum Porifera, we will be moving on to examine the next phylum, which is Phylum Coelentrata, also known as cnidaria. Come along. The next phylum, the second phylum. Okay, Phylum Coelentrata, Phylum cnidaria. This is a phylum that have organisms with false body cavity. Yes, they are organisms that have a false body cavity. We have organisms here that actually can be regarded as multicellular but are equally aquatic. Organisms here are said to be radially symmetrical. Remember earlier, under Porifera, we said they are asymmetrical, but for coelentrates, they are radially symmetrical. That simply means they can be divided in several dimensions, and you will be having the same copy, just like our lady's finger, okra. Whichever way you cut, you will be having a similar pattern. So organisms under this very phylum Coelentrata are said to be radially symmetrical. Also, they are diploblastic organisms. That is to say, they basically have two body layer. I repeat, two body layer. Although you may be misled. Why? Because when examined, they have components such as, now they have endoderm, ectoderm, and mesogloe. You will be tempted to want to think they are triploblastic, but they are not. The mesogloe is not a well-formed, layer. Ideally, if it is well-formed, as will be seen in subsequent classes, that very layer is to be referred to as mesoderm. That is the reason why we say they present a picture of organism with cavity, but in actual sense, they are organism with false body cavity. Despite the presence of endoderm and ectoderm, the third is a mesogloe and not a mesoderm. So they are diploblastic. Also, they have tentacles. So this suggests that they are heterotrophic feeders. Heterotrophic feeders. They hunt with the tentacles, and with it, they are able to get hold of the prey and feed. Okay, they are equally hermaphrodites. Like for example, the hydra can reproduce asexually through budding and can equally reproduce sexually because of the presence of the male gonads and the female gonads. So they are hermaphrodites. And good examples here we have, okay, good examples here we have hydra, we have corals, we have sea anemone, among several others. So this brings us to the end with regards to Phylum Coelentrata. We've examined Phylum Porifera and now Phylum Coelentrata. So we'll be moving on to the next, which is Phylum Platyhelminthes. We are in on the third phylum. Remember, we just finished the Phylum Coelentrata and we looked at key examples where we mentioned obelia, aurelia, the jellyfish, corals, sea anemone, hydra, and so on. I repeat, example of that phylum we just examined, the Phylum Coelentrata, we have aurelia, obelia, jellyfish, sea anemone, hydra, and so on. Now we'll be going to the third phylum. Phylum Platyhelminthes. This is the phylum that contains flatworms. Prominent examples under this phylum abound. Examples such like the taenia, that is the parasitic flatworm, planaria, the free living flatworm, liver fluke, and so on. However, before listing the examples, permit me to quickly inform you that we have three classes. So we will take the examples with the classes. We have class, that is the first class. We have the class Tubilaria, and then from there we have the class Trematoda and Cestoda. Okay, Tubularia, Trematoda, and Cestoda. Again, Tubularia, Trematoda, and Cestoda. Here, this is where we have the planaria. And for Trematoda, this is where we have the liver fluke. For the Cestoda, this is where we have the prominent parasitic tapeworm. And as you can see, planaria is free living. Okay, and then we have the liver fluke, which is parasitic, just like the schistosoma. And then we also have the tapeworm, taenia, either taenia solium or taenia saginata. Taenia solium or taenia saginata, that is the tapeworm, taenia solium or taenia saginata. For other characters under this very phylum, that is Platyhelminthes, they are either parasitic or free living. These have been established. Okay, they are either free living or parasitic. They are also hermaphrodites. Okay, they are also hermaphrodites. That is to say, they can reproduce because without a partner, sexually, because they have both male and female gonads. Body is usually flat. Okay, body is usually flat, and members of this phylum are bilaterally symmetrical. That is to say, organisms here can be divided into two equal halves, bilaterally symmetrical. Remember, we said for coelentrates, they are radially symmetrical. For Porifera, we said they are asymmetrical. So, Porifera, asymmetrical, Coelentrata, radially symmetrical, Platyhelminthes are bilaterally symmetrical. Learners, thank you for holding on this far. We will be meeting next class to continue from here. By next class, we'll be looking at the next phylum, which is the phylum Nematoda, before we'll be going to Annelida, and then Mollusca, Arthropoda, Echinodermata, and Chordata. Until then, see you next class. Endeavor to subscribe to this channel. Endeavor to share details with friends. Endeavor to encourage them to subscribe as well. Please kindly see to ensure that others learn, because when you stop learning, you start dying. See to it that others appreciate in value as well. Thank you. See you next class. Take care. From the intricate working of the cells to classification of living things, from the mechanism